Hi everyone, I am excited to show you this set of pencils that I received in the post today. I had contacted Staedtler to ask them what was happening with these pencils. These are their design journey, and the Ergosoft and the Noris, and whether they were replacing them. They've stopped selling Ergosoft in the UK, and the Design Journey are their replacements. Now, these are the super soft pencils. I'm just going to take off this plastic piece off the pencil so we can have a look inside. I haven't, as you can see, I haven't opened it up yet. I'm not sure how to do this. There we go, we can slide up. It's got a bit of a dent in the tin. It just came through the post in a jiffy bag type thing. And I thought we would look at these. We will compare them to their Noris, which they still make, and also to the Ergosoft. So let's open the tin and have a look first, and then compare. I've got a picture we can colour, or I can colour to show you. So we've got the tin, and we've got a cute sort of owl, and it also says black and white, so indicating they show up on black paper and white paper, which I find really fascinating. And you can see on the picture how they've done that. I have some books with black paper, so that's quite interesting. Oh, we had a gap. They were just out of order. So these are black barrels, which is very interesting. So we've got this little piece. It says Wild at Heart, the Design Journey Coloured Pencil Range, high quality products for your colouring journey. And we have, and it tells us about the different range. So we have coloured pencils, super soft coloured pencils permanent, pastel pencils. So these are the ones that I've got here. I'm not going to read all the info, and on the back we have watercolour pencils, tinted watercolour pencils, full watercolour pencils that's got no wood, and then a water brush and a sharpener. So that's very interesting. I had no idea they had so many different pencils now. So that's that. So there's no, these are all within the Design Journey range, I think. So here are our pencils. Let's grab one, have a look. So we have this is the white. So it's got, as I say, a black case, and the colour is on the base, which is, well, you can see from this end, there's not a lot of colour there to see, but that could be fine. It says Made in Germany, Staedtler Super Soft, so we know what they are. Sorry, let's bring it a little bit closer for you. And then we tilt it round. We have a barcode and a EAN number, but we have 149C0 there. Now, I think that number is relevant. They don't have names, they have numbers. And I think we're fine. If I open my Ergosoft tin, we might find that the white in the Ergosofts is also a 0, but it's 1570. So I think 149C is probably the range number, and 0 is the colour. So I think we might find the colours are the same in the two tins. But we'll just have a little look. So we've got the white, we've got a sort of lemon yellow, and then a normal yellow, sort of orangey yellow, an orange, a red, pinky colour, another pink, a more purpley pink there, blues, lots of blues, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues, 4 greens, 2 browns, what looks like 2 greys and a black. I'm going to try them out, and I thought it would be best to try it out on some colouring book paper. So I have got the colour palette test page from Rooms of Wonder. I thought I would try out the colours on here. I've just got to reorganise myself, bear with me, and then we'll do some comparisons of colours with the other pencils. Oh, I've got too much stuff on my desk. There we go. So here is the tin, and here is the page. Let's, where can I move them so you can see? That way? No. I know. Ooh, that was not a very nice noise. Like that, and come out a little bit. No, I can't zoom out anymore, never mind. So we're going to try them out. So I'm going to try the white. Now, whites are not normally very good. So I'm just going to, where should I start? I'll start over here. I'll just swatch it out. I can see some white there. It's probably, you can't. I would imagine you probably can't. It's coming a bit but it does show up slightly on this cream paper. But let's move on to this one, because it's very hard to tell with the white. This is the pale yellow. They do feel soft and they seem quite shiny. I don't know if that makes sense in the light. This is the next colour, the darker yellow. Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? I'm hoping you can see. I can't really zoom in because I'm going to be working my way across the page. This is the sort of orangey yellow. I don't know why I've decided to scribble it in this sort of way, but there we go. This is a nice dark orange look. I like that. I could be telling you the numbers, but I think it will get a little bit too boring. I'm not usually one for swatching in a video, but I'm just wanting to try out and see how the colours compare. That's very pinky, isn't it? It's almost like a magenta. That's a much lighter pink. Now, because I've got a 24 Noris, I'll be interested to see if the colours are the same as my 24/7 Noris pencils, or whether they're different. It's a lot of pink. This one's obviously a bit darker, more purpley, but all those are pinks, which is interesting. I thought this was a blue, but I'm wondering now. Yeah, it's a violet sort of colour. We have a very dark blue. This is a bit lighter. I'm going to start a new line now because I want to not get too close to those mushrooms, because I will be colouring them in at some point, maybe today. Those are quite close in colour, aren't they? Those two, I think they're very close. Now, is this a green or is it a blue? Oh, that's the dark green. What colour is that? Oh, that's the 38. That's fascinating, because the 38 in the Ergosoft is quite a new addition to their range of colours. See, is that the... yeah, that's the 56. Oh, I love that colour. This is interesting. I'm sure the colours are going to be the same. And we have the sort of orangey brown and the slightly darker brown. It's still a reddish brown. I wonder if this is a dark brown that I thought was a dark grey. Yeah, that's a good addition. You wouldn't want no dark brown. It's quite a lightish grey. And the last one is the black. So apart from the white, hopefully you can see the range of colours. For me, I would rather have had a lilac and not as many pinks. But that's just a personal thing, and maybe an extra green, but there we go. What I'm going to do now is I've got 24 Noris here. This is just in a cardboard thing. Just going to grab one, and I'm going to just show you the difference. You can see this is a hexagonal pencil like that one. It's a bit thicker. It has no number on it or identifying number whatsoever. So it's very difficult for me to actually compare. I think I'm going to have to take them all out. I'm going to grab this colour, which I know is probably this green. Oh, it's not, look. This green, I think this is 57, and I think this is 56. Because if I go into my Ergos, these are my favourite green tones, which is why I know them so well. Oh, I've got no room. So this is the Ergosoft 57. And this is the Ergosoft 56. So the colours are the same. So the numbers are transferable between the different colours, but the way the pencil goes down on the paper, let's compare that. Let's find one that we've got all the same. The black, let's use the black because we'll know that's the same. Where's the black? There's my black Noris. There's the black in the Design Journey Super Soft, and here's the Ergosoft black. Let's compare the blacks because I'm confident that I've got the same pencil, if that makes sense. She says double checking, even though she said she was confident. So here's my Ergosoft. So I'm going to try my hardest to put them all down with the same amount of pressure. So I'm going to layer it up there and then reduce like that. So there's the Ergo. And this is the Noris. Now Norises are harder than Ergos. You have to push harder to get the same amount of colour. You can see the difference. I can really see the difference. Interestingly, this one shows more white blobs through the page than this one. But you can see how it's lighter because you have to put more layers down to get the intensity of colour. This is our Super Soft Design Journey. Let's put it in the middle. Now for me, that definitely looks really similar to the Ergosoft. I think it's very, very close. So that's really interesting. But what we get in our 24 set are not the identical pencils to what we get in a 24 Noris. But I couldn't say whether they're identical to what we get in a Ergosoft 24. I wonder if I've got one. No, not sure. Really don't know. I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to go and have a hunt because I think it might be useful for you. No, I can say for sure that it's different because this 56 is not in the 24 set. It's a 57. So it's a different selection of colours to the 24 set. I'm getting myself muddled now. Let's colour these little mushrooms. I think it will be great fun. So far, with just that very quick try, I would say the Super Soft Design Journey are the same colour palettes, the same pigments as all the other Staedtler pencils, so the colours match up the same, but the hardness is slightly different. They're definitely much softer than Noris, which is great because I find Noris too hard. They seem very similar to Ergos at the moment on first try, but obviously on first try, difficult to know. So let's go in and try a bit harder and have a go at these little mushrooms. Now the white didn't seem very good, but it said they wrote on black paper. I've got a bit of green paper. That's right. I wouldn't say it was massively impressive, but then that's not a proper colouring, but that's just the back of the Faber. It's the back of the Faber-Castell booklet. Just what I could grab. Right, let's have a dig in and have a go. So we've got we've got a couple of pairs, so we can mix up a few different colours. I think we'll start with reds and oranges. So I'm going to start with this one is number 2. Now number 2, I'm just looking at the Ergos because the 36 Ergos introduced a red into their set, but the number 2, as I thought, is actually the darkest orange. So we don't actually, is that red? The red is 29. Just seeing if we've actually got it. No. So we don't have a pure red in this set, which I know some people used to find a bit annoying about the 24 Ergos. So number 2, let's go. I haven't sharpened these. Some people like to before they start. I'm too lazy. I'm going to just dig in and get on. So I'm going to do a bit of dark red at each end and then fade it a bit. I'm just going to pile up a layer on the edge so I can really see that it's darker there. Goes down nicely, doesn't slide on the paper, which is nice. I know this is number 4. I know with one of Johanna's books, I think it might have been Worlds of Wonder, some people found that certain pencils were a bit slidey on the paper. It was sort of slick. I haven't tried, I have tried Prismas and Mess, and they seemed okay, so I don't know. Yeah, I was playing with my Prismas yesterday, it was good fun. I'll show you, do you want to see? I'll show you later, if I remember. Remind me. If only it was alive, you could. Number 43. This will be our last orange. You can see how nicely they blend together. Really lovely. So I'm happy with that. There we go. I might not do all these mushrooms. We'll see how we go. The underneath part, the gills, I usually like to do a little touch of brown and then grey. So sort of like a Bistro Nougat in Polly's or a French grey, you know, so it looks a bit browny, but we don't have that colour, so we're going to make it. So we're going to use 76, which is that really dark brown. Just put, well, I just noticed it's got a blob of red on the end of it. I just get that off. It was just a, it's still there. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on, I'm going to scribble that off. No, it's still there. I'll just use it the other way up. I don't want this to look red. I think it might just be a bit of paint from the... so I'm just putting down a whole layer of this without any shading, like that. And then I'm going to grab the grey, which is number 80, and think about where I want it to be lighter and darker. So I'm going to go all over all of it in grey, and then just layer it up near the stalk, I think. Now on the stem, I'm going to be really gentle to start with, because this is going down pretty well, you know, and I want the edges to be darker, so I'm going to layer it up there. I'm still quite fascinated by the colour choices that they've put in the tin of 24. I just sort of would have expected it to be exactly the same as the Noris. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know. This is the number 76. Oh, I've got to go. Someone's here. Hold on. Oh, I am back. My husband came back from shopping, so he wanted some help in putting everything away. So I think I was doing some grey on the toadstool stem, wasn't I? So let's put a bit of darker grey on the edges. I've layered up a fair bit there, and what I'm going to do is grab the black and see if I can do a little bit more layering. It's always nice to know if you can add quite a few layers. So I'm thinking maybe at the bottom, a little bit of black on, and up the side. Whoop. See if the black's actually going to lay down, and it is. It's taking a bit of work actually to get some black down. I think it might just be that needs sharpening, because I haven't got a very sharp tip on it. There we go. So there is one. Let's put those aside. I'm taking them out as I use them. Oh, I know what I was doing. I wasn't doing that at all, was I? I was doing this, these dots with number 76. So a little bit there and just lightening it up. So a dark bit at the bottom. Never mind. I had to put, we were putting away the shopping. It was quite exciting. It's the first time we've been able to put away the shopping into our new kitchen. The kitchen isn't finished, number 80 yet, but the cupboards are up and ready. Now what I'm going to do is leave a little bit of a white line on the right hand side and on these on the top, and I think it makes them look more three-dimensional if you've got a sort of white bit. I can't on that one because it sort of overlaps, but maybe on the edge a little bit. You could emphasize that even more by using a white pen to get rid of the black line that Johanna's drawn, but I'm happy with it like that. Excuse me. So yes, we can use our cupboards, which is good. Although we've noticed since using them, some of the doors don't shut properly on some of them. So we'll have to get the chaps to do a mini adjust, but that's fine. I'm now going to grab number 20, which is one of the pinky tones, and do this little teeny one here just to see how the number 20. I think because those dots are so tiny, I'm actually just going to colour over them. And I'm just going to make it darker on the edge and then a bit lighter towards the middle. My husband is clapping in the kitchen really loudly. He's very excited. He's just used a microwave for the first time. We've got a new microwave. I'm just trying to work out which one number 20 is. And number 20 is the palest of the pinks in my Ergosoft set. And it's actually come out quite dark, which is interesting. So if you put a lot of layers down, it can come out quite dark. I'm going to use the same colour but pale on the stem, so you can just see that if you press lightly you can get quite a delicate colour. I'm going to make it a little bit darker at the top, just to make it look like there's a little bit of shadow. So that's that one. Now I was thinking of pairing these up, and but I think I will not use a different colour for this one. This is number 25, which is another of the pinks. This is I like this pink. It's a more of a sort of salmony pink colour. I'm just trying to decide where to use it. I think we'll use it on this one, and I'll show you how you can use it a little bit darker on the edge and less in the middle. But actually, if we have got the number I think we've got, we can actually goes with one of the other pinks quite well, and we can darken it with that. Hold on, let me just check if we've got that one. That's 61, number 23. Yeah, so number 23 works well with it. I just know through experience of using the other Staedtler pencils. So if we use the 23 here over the top, it will darken it, but it's quite a similar colour, so they work well paired together. And the same as this colour down here works well with the 61, and we've got a 61. What I'll do is I'll colour that one in the 61 so you can see, but you can see how well those are blending and working together. You can do these little ones in a harder layer just so you can see what the this one, the number 23, looks like on its own. There we go. Okay, let's put, I'm taking them out of the tin so that I can see. Now that's the 61, which I said went well with this. We'll colour this one. Again, I'm going to ignore those little dots. I just can't cope with colouring something that small. What you can do is, if you fancy colouring it, I'm going to do it in the same way as this, so dark on the edges. If you fancy colouring them, you can use a bit of a pen at the end and just put some white on. Ergosoft white doesn't bleed through Ergosoft, so you can just pop white on with confidence that it will shine up nice and white. I'm trying to make it darker on the edges. It's really fiddly, but I think I've got there. Okay, now we're on to our purple, and I don't think purple's going to go so much. We'll do this one with our purple. We do purple and blue, so what I'll do, well, it's just quite dark, this purple, isn't it? Yeah, we'll do the mushroom itself in purple, making it lighter in the middle, like that. And then we'll do the stem in blue. Whoops. This is the number 33 blue, which I think, just checking, yeah, it's the very darkest blue that you get in Ergosoft or in Noris. And I'm going to pop it under there because it'll be dark under there on the gills. I'm going to use a lighter blue. Number 3, which one's that? Is that one? No, I'm just seeing which it is. Number 3 is the sort of mid blue that you get with the 24 Ergos. I find it fascinating that with the 36 Ergosoft, we got some new colours, and some of those we get with this and some of them we don't. I find that quite fascinating. Maybe I'm being boring, I don't know. Now these two blues are really similar, 37 and 30. I'm just trying to figure out what they are. So the 30 is the really light one and 37 is the slightly darker, slightly greeny blue. So let's have a go. Let's use them on here. I'm going to use the 30 on the top. And you can see it's quite a nice, I like this as a sky blue type pencil. Now, I think these are slightly harder than the Ergosoft, maybe. But I don't know. They go down nicely. I think they're a fantastic substitution, I have to say. And 37 is a bit darker. Slightly greeny blue. There we go. I'm pushing quite hard to get a nice solid colour with that one for you. I'm assuming that the 36 set might have an identical set to the Staedtler, but I might be very wrong, because the 36 set of because the 24 isn't the same, so I don't know. You can probably look up what numbers are in it. I'm going to use number 5 first and do the edges of this big one. We're going to do it slightly. We're going to do the dots in yellow, because we need to test out our yellow. So this is going to be quite a rainbow of mushrooms / toadstools. So I'm just fading that a bit so we can blend our next colour in. And I'm going to use the 50. Now the 50, I think, yes, is the very sort of lightest of the mid greens, I suppose. And I used to always like blending it into the 52, I think, but we don't have that one. I think that's at 52. Yeah, but that's okay. Let's take that out. I'm pretty sure that the 24 Noris that I've got are the same colours as the 24 Ergos. So that's why I'm so surprised that this set isn't the same. But maybe they've just learnt from what people order open stock and sort of gone with it that way. I'm going to use my darkest green now, which is the 38. See, 38 was quite a new addition to the Ergos. And I'm going to do the bottom of these in a similar way and fade it to how I did the, I said I was going to do these yellow. I lied. Apparently I'm not. We'll do the stem in yellow, which will be most odd, but you know, why not? And we have the 56. This is my absolute favourite colour from the Ergos. Try and blend it into this. I'm not sure how well it's going to blend into this dark colour. I haven't really faded it very well. I don't think it really works that well with the bluey green. But hey ho. We can see it anyway. If I blended it too close, you wouldn't see what this colour looked like on its own. Right, I've got some browns and I've got some yellows. I think I'm going to use the browns for the gill bit. Ooh. So we can see find all the colours. So number 16, I'm going to use it all under here. Now this is almost a sort of goldy colour. Is it that one? Yeah, it's my favourite, one of my favourite Ergosoft colours. It's nice to have it. It can go nicely with greens and yellows. It's a lovely versatile colour. But we have 73, which is a darker brown. And we use it on the bit here where there will be some shadow. Just blend it down. You can see how nicely they work together. And in these obviously haven't blended so well. I didn't do a very good job, to be honest, to get that to lighten that, to get it to work. But obviously also colours that are more similar were going to work better. Now we've got the two, this is a very lemony yellow number 10. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up. I'm only going to want to use it gently because if I burnish a yellow, we won't really see the colour I want to put on top. So you can see that fairly well, I think. And I'm going to use the number 1 to, what's just the number 1? Yeah, to do the edges and the sort of shadowy areas. Oops, and go out of the lines apparently. Now the only colour I haven't tested here is the white. I didn't think there was much point, but what I'm going to do is try something in a minute. I'm just using the number 10 to just darken that a bit. I can't see a big difference between those here, but we could when we swatch them. I can't move you, sorry, I've got too many tins of pencils in my way. I'm going to grab the white and I'm just going to try a little experiment. The white is number 0, by the way. And on this one here, I wanted it to be a bit whiter in the middle. I'm going to see if I can fade it with the white, whether it will actually write on top. Most brands don't. It doesn't look like it wants to. Right on top. It's fading it a little bit. We're having to do a lot of work there to get that to do that. Whereas if I grabbed my Caran d'Ache, that's a blender. If I grabbed a Caran d'Ache, this is a luminance white, it would probably go down a lot better. It's already gone, I can already see it. So it's quite different. They're obviously a very different type of pencil, but it says it writes on black. It does work on coloured paper, but the type of papers I've got here aren't really designed for colouring. So anyway, so there is our little very colourful experiment. So I hope that was interesting and fun for you. It's sort of certainly very exciting for me. I expected them to send me like 2 pencils, so I'm really grateful to Staedtler for sending me so many. So that was really lovely. I shall enjoy playing around with these a little bit more. Yeah, there's a few ideas for you on how to colour rainbow mushrooms. I think when I come to colour these again, which I will do, because I think there's a page that I was going to do which has got these on, I think, in a tutorial for you in a series. I won't be colouring them like this. But you know, it was a bit of fun. I'm probably more likely to be like that one, but there we go. That yellow stem is bothering me a lot. But anyway, that's me for today. I hope that was interesting. I found it interesting, but obviously that doesn't mean you will. It was fun, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.